Good morning, merry sunshine with no sunshine. Sun's not up yet. It's in the upper 40s, about 47, 48 degrees. The doves cooing. Normal birdie racket. A little pet. That's what you want, a little pet. Yes, a little pet for our friend. Yeah, I know, it's morning. Okay. You cannot come in here. No, you may not. No, you can't come in. Yeah, all right. And that's our morning wake-up call.
Never thought I had time, but now I do, and I'm going to take advantage of that. For all the years I said I'm too busy.
Nice. Here's Grant and Kevin. GDMBR 2024, northbound.
Most call a GDMBR or any major bike trip an adventure, as if it's a Saturday night ride through town on the drag strip or a carnival ride. It's none of those things. Adventure has risk. It's not an adventure without risk. And here it is, the first of many CDT Continental Divide crossings.
I found a lovely little nook under this tree right out beside the souvenir shop. So I started at 6 o'clock this morning from Hacita and didn't make as good a progress as I'd hoped, but made progress, so that's good. Nothing wrong with that. Lunch at Separ. Club crackers. Jalapeno ranch ruffles. Oh yeah, these are quite good. Green chili pistachios. Ooh. And a hot pickle. So next, it's a pleasant day. Not too hot. It's hot. Not too hot. Wind's still going to be a side wind. But I'm going to carry on up to I want to get at least 10 to 15 more miles. I ride right over there. And that underpass should be called the Tunnel of Doom. Oh no, it can't be that bad. It should be called the gateway to the northbound GDMBR. That's what it is. Okay. Hot pickle. Let's see. Pickles are the most useless food ever. 0 calories in a pickle. Ooh. There it is. 0 calories in a pickle and just loads of sodium. 15%. In fact, USRDA. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can survive this. Slightly sweet. Just a little tingle. It's good. Leaving Separ, headed for the gateway to GDMBR. clerk inside the store said she'd never seen the Pacific Ocean. And to which I was flabbergasted. I told her I was from Hawaii and was bicycling from Mexico to Canada, and she was flabbergasted. There we go. The gateway to the unknown. Let's speed up. I want that unknown. No! This is the unknown world, the world beneath. The highway. Oh, the GDMBR. Okay, we're all done. I'm going home. Bye. There is no way to make washboard feel pleasant. Just none. You just go with it. It's just part of the road. Just like I am. Today, look at this. I am part of the road. I am part of the scenery. I am the best part of the scenery. Yeah. Oh, nobody's here to see. Oh, well. We'll just enjoy the mountains then. Oh, snake track. Snake went by here. Gemini Observatory is on top of Mauna Kea, along with a number of other observatories, including Keck, the largest observatory in the world on the planet. My first time after I got the job as Unix administrator, first time I drove up to the top of the mountain, 14,000 feet. The road it's dirt road up the side of the mountain, and it can get really washboarded. And my boss took me up, and he let me drive. I went so slow over those washboards. I was so careful with that car. And at one point he said, "You can go a little faster if you want." No, I'm fine. I tell you, it took forever to get up that road. It wasn't too long after I'd been there. But I was exceeding the speed limit up that, oh, another snake track, up that washboarded road. At some point, you just say, I got work to do. Who cares about the car? And you step on it. Whoa! Hit a pile of sand. Didn't see that coming. That's okay. I am part of the road. I was almost eating the road. Hello?
This pronghorn just showed up on the road. I have no idea what he was doing here. There's no water around here. This is the road between Separ and White Signal, and the Johnny tanks were not there, didn't exist. The only tank I found was the brown tank, which had loads of beautiful water. Somebody else mentioned another tank. I can't remember where it was. I never saw it. But the brown tank next to the windmill tower with no windmill on top is the best bet. You can climb right up to the top of the tank and scoop your water out before you filter it. Absolutely beautiful. Now, this guy couldn't do that, but he was checking me out, and so I reciprocated the pleasure.
Today is Memorial Day, and we should remember all those who chose to not just give up their time, but in many cases gave up their lives so that we could enjoy freedom and the opportunity to bike pack if we so wanted. Which I did today. In any case, I had a rough day today. I did not feel it. I did not feel it. Sun was hot, no shade anywhere to be found. I find for lunch, I just stopped in the middle of the road. Had some snacks and drinks. A couple from Poland went by. Nancy, who's in her 6th year and doing her final section. Go, Nancy! Oh, she was an inspiration. She just kept keeping at it. And she figured she'd be done tomorrow down to Antelope Wells. Her goal was, that was about noon, 1 o'clock. Her goal was Hacita by tonight. So she sounded like she could make it too. And that was part of the problem. Everybody was passing me. At one point I just felt like, man, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. This isn't for me. And I had to remind myself, this is my ride, and that's their ride. And it's as simple as that. You know, if they want to take 3 or 4 weeks to ride the GDMBR, and I want to, by need or by desire, to take longer, that's up to me. And I got to stop comparing myself to 25-year-olds and 30-year-olds. That's the other half of the problem. That's an unfair comparison. I know I'll get stronger as I go along. You know how they say you'll ride yourself into fitness. And so I know that'll happen. I'm pretty sore right now. I'll stay here tonight. And I only made 18 miles today. I mean, that is like so embarrassing. I'm just embarrassed to even say it out loud. And I'm not going to tell you how long I took at it either. It was horrible. So tomorrow I'm going to do my very best to get into Silver Springs, which at this point I am right at the junction of Johnny Road and Seapair Road. One of the locals said Seapair. Everybody else says Seapar. I don't know. So I'm only 2 miles from White Signal, but there's no place to stop and camp at White Signal. No place in Tyrone. So it's Silver City, or I don't know. Apparently, one could stop at the fire station in Tyrone, and they'd probably, maybe let you camp out back. I can't count on that. So uphill pretty much all the way today. Decent elevation gain. And I don't know what it is, but I think it's in the order of, I think we're at least, I should look. I know we're at least 500 or 700 feet higher than we were last night. But of course, there's more total gain than that. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. No flat. There's nothing flat between Thorn Ranch and here. It's rolling hills the entire way. And rolling mostly up. At least that's how it felt. So I'm going to pitch my tent here in just a few minutes. I've got everything set on the bike, as you can see, ready to go for tomorrow. All I got to do is break camp, take off. So I should be able to get going really quick. That's the plan. Till tomorrow. Good night.
It takes, shall we say, backbone to undertake a trip of the magnitude of the GDMBR. Don't leave your backbone behind. You won't make it.
What are you doing out there by yourself? Are you lost? Well, the highway's that way, so keep going. There you go. You'll get there, one step at a time.
Just like me. Me and the cows. There we go. Let's go. Come on. It looks like I'm almost at Cherry Creek, which is the first possible stop today. I am going to stop, take a little break, a little breather next to the creek. Probably fill up a little water, and after a little rest, carry on to McMillan. I'd like to at least get to McMillan today. Everybody's passing me. Oh man, I'm the slowest dog on the trail. Pat's passed me. Everybody's passed me. The guys, the girls, the kids, crawling infants, snails, slugs. There are fish flapping on the sidewalk. They're going faster than I am. Yikes. That's all right. I will get there. The fish won't.
Think of Shackleton, Hillary, the Apollo 1 mission, numerous others in history who, knowing the risks, stepped into it and accomplished something great. Even if it's something great for ourselves individually and not necessarily a benefit for the planet, it still has risk. It's still an adventure.
It's 35 degrees. I haven't quite convinced myself that I want to get up. I'm working on it. Mr. Noisy Crow woke me up. He's a funny guy. He gets on the tree over yonder and looks at me. Be interesting to know what he's thinking.
Yippee! We know we're on the right track.
Ah, there's the other blaze. Right there. Okay. Except that's to my right. I need to turn to the left. Left. Is this way. Whoa! Look at what's right beside me. That's hilarious. I didn't even see it. Coming up on it. I'm guessing that's the trail. Not much of a trail, except there's another blaze right there on that tree. Okay, CDT alternate. Let's go! To be certain, this is not the first time I've been uncertain of my location, my precise location in the forest. First time, men don't get lost. Don't be silly. Men just have a ever widening variance in the precision of their location. That's all. Lost. Huh. When I was 12 years old, my dad and my family backpacked up to Ghost Canyon. We did so fairly regularly. It was one of the favorite places to go. Nobody knows where Ghost Canyon is. It's a known to in Indian lore, and that's about all I'm going to tell you. And the Indians told Dad where it was, so we used to go up there, kind of a secret location to the Mono Indian tribe. And this one particular weekend we went up. Roy, my best friend, went with us. I was 12. On the way back, we go up, camp out for a couple days. Dad loved to backpack, although he was a little crazy. He'd take an iron griddle, and we'd have pancakes for breakfast. Oh, I can't believe what he used to pack. I swear his packs weighed 70 to 90 pounds. Anyway,
we hiked up to Ghost Canyon, backpacked up. On our way out, I said, Dad, Roy and I, we're gonna lead the way out. Okay, Dad said, you guys go right ahead. I was old enough, I'd been up there enough times. I ought to know the way by now, or by then, I guess he thought. On the way down, Roy and I are trolloping along, having a great time, and all of a sudden I realized I didn't recognize anything. Nothing was familiar. That got a little worrying. Well, maybe the next corner. Maybe, and just nothing. We ended up in a meadow that I knew I had never seen before. And at that point, I turned to Roy and said, Roy, I don't know where we are. And I don't know where the car is from, wherever we were. Because I didn't know where we were. But we had to go downhill. That was certain. So we kept going downhill, past a little tiny waterfall. But now it was starting to turn into evening. We were lost royal. Nothing to survive with, no food, no nothing. And I didn't know which way to turn. We could just keep going downhill. That's one solution. Can't do that all night long. We were up in the high mountains. Cougars. That didn't sound like an exciting night out for the boys. We stopped. I said to Roy, I don't know what to do. The only thing I can think of is go back up the hill, go back to Ghost Canyon, and try again. Because I have no idea which way to turn. Roy started crying. I didn't feel so good myself. And I said, Roy, either we go back up to Ghost Canyon, or, well, there is no or. There's nothing else we can do. Except pray. All right. So Roy's standing beside me, trying not to cry too hard. I was trying not to cry myself. And I started to pray. Asked the Lord to show us which way to go. And in the middle of that prayer, I heard a horn honking. We'd been standing there the whole time. There was no way that horn was honking before, because we'd heard it just like we heard it right then. And there was the horn honking. Honk, 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 honk. And right then I said, thank you, Lord. And Roy and I ran to our left, and in relatively short order, found the car with my sister laying on the horn. His dad and mom and Tammy had gotten back, and they knew we should have gotten back before them. So they knew we were lost. That was my first time I got royally lost. And the first time I had a direct answer to prayer. Meadow Creek. Exactly what you expect to see on the GDMBR CDT alternate. Oh, it's beautiful. Cool, crisp, clean water. Filter it out, jump in.
water! And a water crossing coming up makes the kid in you just leap for joy. Come on, let's go. Whew. This one, not so easy. I'm going to have to take my bags off, lift the bike over, carry the bags over, reload. That's okay. That's part of the fun. Yeah. And the beautiful scenery. Almost there. The edge of the trail on the CDT alternate, which I would never ride southbound. It was fun northbound. In fact, it was the most and only joyful day I had between Columbus and Silver City. It was a delight. But what you don't see in the video is how steep the bank was and how narrow the path. No mistakes are available or are options here. None. The results of such would have been more than disastrous.
My name is Sun Wu. I'm from Maryland. And I used to be a biotechnology entrepreneur, and I retired and to do the cycle touring. Actually retired in 2022.
But why? Like you say, it's just a different challenge, and I love sitting here not knowing who's going to roll up. See, it almost brings tears to my eyes to have these interactions. Seriously, it does.
Emotional.
Nice.
It's emotional. My high school friends, see, I'm getting emotional. My high school friends are going to post this on my Facebook page, and it doesn't follow all the nonsense. And it's like, here he is again. Out there meeting people you would never ever meet.
Never.
And you...
Well, I came from United States, from mainland China in January 1988. So my wife also came from China, and it's just been a roller coaster experience. Yeah. But
And then, of course, it was all the folks coming by. Brian at the beginning, down at the turnoff here for Fourth Road 150, and then sitting with Sun and Mark, and there's others that passed as well that didn't stop. So, it's really something how much we actually have in common, and what little it is that is causing so much polarization. And I don't just mean politics, I mean everything. Let's just focus on what we have in common. That seems so much better to me. We have differences of opinion. Fine, let it go. Talking about going, let's go. Rocky Canyon.
Good morning. Well, Rocky Creek Campground. Absolutely no water. I have walked the creek in multiple directions. Yeah, there's more than two, because there's a confluence of a couple of streams here. I can't find a single drip, unlike up at Cherry Creek. So I do have enough water because the culverts along just south of Rocky Creek Campground, the southernmost of those culverts, the first one, there's 5 in total, big honking things, you can't miss them. The first one that I came across, being a northbounder, had plenty of puddles, both at the mouth and at the tail end of the culvert. So I filtered out 1.5 gallons of water. So I'm good for, which got me through yesterday just fine, and gave me enough water for today. Yeah, I was carrying 2.5 gallons. Ooh, but, you do what you have to do. I'm sure glad I did, because there's nothing here. I'm not feeling so great today. Yesterday really sucked it out of me. So I'm not planning a big day today. Just a real short day, in fact. Get over to Black Canyon, which supposedly there's water there. And hopefully that's true. and then I'll rest up and then continue on to Beaverhead Camp, the Beaverhead thingy, trail camp, whatever it's called, the ranger station up there at Beaverhead. This morning is pancakes for breakfast. Yeah, I'm taking a little easier morning because it's not going to be a long day overall. So, yeah, here we are. Breakfast. Now at Black Canyon Campground, we find the simple joys of life, which is right there. A creek. A running creek. It's not really quite deep enough to swim in, as Danny's finding out up there. But you can get wet. And I took a shower here, filled up my water bladder, took a shower, and now I'm doing laundry. And the simple things in life all include water. Mitch from Montana.
Woo!
He's got the right idea.
Get in here.
The forecast is tomorrow will be the hottest day of the year so far.
I'm staying here.
Staying
here with you.
This creek is just...
We're not leaving.